Hey YouTube, I'm TheSegaStoner, and this is Wednesday 1st, not Friday 1st, it's Wednesday 1st, yeah! This week, we got a guy who's like not even on the same continent as me, which isn't surprising because I've had like a person before on the same continent as me, but this guy's like English and stuff, so yeah, I'll let him talk.
Hey YouTube, Lawnboyspost1975, it's Wednesday 1st. First of all, I have to say a massive thank you for TheSegaStoner for asking me to be on this epic show. Really appreciate it, man. It's awesome. I want to talk about the first time I played Batman on the Mega Drive. Yeah, this isn't Batman, but this is the reason I have such fond memories. When I first imported my Mega Drive, I picked the package out the back of me machines. Actually, it was probably CVG, where you could pick one game. So I picked a SCART Mega Drive and I picked Batman, £189, because all the reviews were utterly incredible and that was the game I wanted. I remember the day my Mega Drive actually showed up. I remember sitting there watching the postman walk down the garden path. My stomach was flipping out like a fucking ninja. I ripped all the wrapping off, I opened it up and this was in there. And I was like, what? And there was a little note that said, due to popular demand, we basically don't have any more copies of Batman, but we will send you one ASAP. Yeah, that's like 20 odd years ago. I haven't forgotten, people. I haven't forgotten. Now, I did eventually get to own my own Batman in a really, really cool little reverse case. How freaking cool is that? But not for a good 4 or 5 months afterwards. And it was sold out across the board, but your options for buying this game back then were very, very limited. You had to go to the black and whites in the back of all the magazines. You know, there was no internet then to order games off. And it would list, but it wouldn't say out of stock or in stock because, you know, the magazine ad had been printed up months in advance. So you literally had to phone them up, and I sat there phoning every single one of them. And none of them had this game. All the time, my brother and all my mates who owned Amigas were just laughing at me and rubbing my face in the fact that they had this amazing version of Batman on the A500. Then one day at school, this other kid, I've talked about him before in my other videos, the one other kid who had a Japanese Mega Drive in school, massively spoiled child, but that was awesome because it worked to my advantage. He got a copy of it. I don't know how he got a copy of it. He just probably, well, his parents probably did what they always did, just throw a huge amount of money at something and it would just fix everything. And he lent it to me. And I don't know, the fact that I got this was the first, you know, moment my heart sank, and then phoning the magazines, couldn't get it, and everyone else just going, play it on the Amiga, it's amazing. Just, it ultimately led to this being an absolutely incredible experience, don't get me wrong. It's a fantastic game, but I remember he lent it to me at lunchtime, and I had to sit for another 4 lessons and a bus ride home. I think I just did this the entire time on the bus. Don't know why, because I can't read Japanese, but I remember I got home, I just pegged it upstairs, school bag just went flying, you know, didn't greet anyone else in the house, just fumbled it into the slot. That sounded really bad, and banged it on, and it just utterly blew me away. Hands down, still one of the best looking games on the Mega Drive, especially considering its age. And the actual sort of side-scrolling platform levels, I don't give a shit what anyone says. They hand the Amiga version its ass. I mean, I know it's Sunsoft, it's a completely different developer, but it's just unbelievable. The music was incredible. I think it's probably my second favourite music on the Mega Drive. It's just absolutely fantastic. I think that night I sat there and played it from 4:30 to about 10:30 at night until basically I was told to, you know, go to bed. And I just unbelievable memory, just sat there playing it. It was hard, you know, don't get me wrong, it wasn't easy. The driving levels were in, flying levels were particularly difficult, but it was just, I can honestly say, I don't know if it would have been as good if it wasn't for all the shit I had to go through to finally play it, but it's just, it is one of my favourite and strongest gaming memories. Batman on the Mega Drive, absolutely fantastic. And when I finally got my hands on my own version, because don't get me wrong, it was heartbreaking having to give this game back to the kid who lent it to me. He'd constantly ask for it back and I just come up with excuses like, oh, I don't know, I forgot it, for 4 weeks in a row. But yeah, when I finally got my hands on my own version, it just made it that much more sweeter. So yeah, Batman, hands down one of my favourite first experiences of playing a game ever.
Dave, I couldn't agree more. You know what? That Batman game is wicked. And to everyone, check it out. I have the Japanese Mega Drive version. Yeah! When I asked him to be on the show, actually, I inquired, like, why is mine so small? He actually had the small one too. It makes no sense. Like, look at this. Look at this. It doesn't make sense. But either way, it's pretty awesome, and it's definitely a standout piece. Of course, I can't actually put it right next to my other game, so I put it in front, which means it'll always be shown because it's just that awesome. First off, I picked this game up when I was hunting for some imports for a buddy of mine, Rich. He's been on the show, OKG420. I was hunting for some imports for him for his Famicom, and I stumbled upon this. At first, I thought it was like some kind of bootleg case because one of the Famicom games I got him actually came in a case exactly like this. And that one was official, it said Namco on it, it was okay. So I checked it out, I figured, oh, maybe this is just a Namco case. No, it's not. So then I was extra intrigued. Of course I bought it, who doesn't want Batman? I mean, come on. I played, you know, Batman on the NES when I was younger, and I loved that game, so I figured, Batman on the Mega Drive? No-brainer. So I'm not going to tell you the first time I played it, but I will tell you the second time I played it, because I enjoy that memory more. I was sitting downstairs, where I am now, and my two oldest daughters, I'm not saying Maya, because Maya didn't want to play. She's over there, she didn't want to play that time. But my two oldest wanted to play, and so we just ended up taking turns back and forth. And my daughters were like doing really good. Like, oh my god. You know, we took turns. When we would get a game over, we would swap to the next person. And honestly, I think that was probably the biggest, or the most fondest memory I have of even playing games with my daughters, because they were actually into it. They like Batman. I don't know why they like Batman. Of all the things I've exposed them to as kids, Batman was probably the least. If anything, it should be Ninja Turtles. Even Spider-Man. They do like Spider-Man, so maybe another episode. But they just, I don't know what it is. They love Batman. And so we were just playing, and they got pretty far. It was actually them who showed me how to shoot his gun so you can go up. Because I was stuck on the second level. I was like, oh, I can't get over it. And meanwhile, all of a sudden I'm watching them play, and one of them takes his gun and like, grappling hook. What the hell? So then, you know, I ended up getting my turn, and I did it, and you know, I got very far. And then they ended up playing, and they got very far. And, you know, they're 5 and 6. So they were rocking it, and that's awesome. You know, that's my memory of Batman on the Mega Drive, Japanese style, probably the same Genesis or PAL version. Maybe not, because PAL is slower and Genesis has, you know, weaker audio, I guess. But, you know, either way, it's a wicked game. So everyone, tell us about you playing this mini-cased Batman game on the Japanese Mega Drive. Until next time, people, it's Wednesday first, not Friday first, it's Wednesday first. Yeah!